What is up, cool kids? I'm Cool Trainer Gavin, and today we're kicking off our 2-week-long, foray into Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon type content. Obviously, if you saw my update video from yesterday, if you didn't, it'll be up on that side on the cards. And basically, today we're kicking things off with more or less the same video that I put out last year around this time, in the week immediately before Sun and Moon came out. Basically saying what my team's going to be, just a quick, really informal video about what my team is probably going to be like. And, going into Sun and Moon, I was relatively unspoiled. Going into this one, I'm not. But I normally, like, in past games, when you needed HMs, I had, like, a pretty set, team formula that I had. Basically, in the past I always had a fire type, a water type, a grass type, a flying Pokemon, a psychic type, and an electric type. Just because I found that was just like a good formula to have. That's what I want to end the game with anyway. And, if one of those roles, or if two of those roles were filled out by the same Pokemon, with, like, say, Charizard being able to be the fire type and a Pokemon that can fly, or something to that effect, then I could obviously add something else. And for this game, obviously, since, HMs aren't really a thing, I decided to just, pick Pokemon that I haven't either used at all before or haven't used in a very long time. So we're going to start things off. Oh, and by the way, this is the leaked, if you want to be relatively unspoiled. I mean, I don't think this is a huge spoiler, but if you want to be unspoiled, sorry. This is the full Alolan Pokédex, all over 400. I haven't counted them all specifically, but around 400, and these are all in National Dex order. So let's start things off with my starter. So last time I started with the Decidueye. Turns out I don't really like the Decidueye. Like, I love the design. Let's peep Decidueye. Where are you? Decidueye. Decidueye is insanely cool. However, its stats are not. Its stats are pretty bad. And I do think it has the best Z move, like signature Z move. But for this time, I'll start with something a little bit different, and for a couple reasons, I'm going to be starting with Litten and Torracat and Incineroar. And that's partially because that's probably going to be the first Pokemon that I start to competitively breed in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, just because it gets so many new toys. But Incineroar, like, I love all of the starters from this gen. Like, Decidueye looks amazing, Incineroar looks amazing. And, like, although I'm not generally a fan of more feminine, I know it's 2017, but more feminine looking Pokemon like this, I really like Primarina. I think its design looks phenomenal for being like a seal and slash like a siren. I really, really like it. We are going to be starting with Litten. So Incineroar, great Pokemon, honestly. Like, it can actually, I want to say it's, let me slide into Cerebi. I really want to say that its special attack is even kind of decent. Yeah, so it means, like, in like a normal, like, playthrough mode, 80 is definitely usable. But going back, this gets a lot of really nice moves, a lot of really good coverage, especially with the move tutors. And also, I've played through Sun and Moon a couple times. I've only finished it once, but I've, like, started a couple, like a Nuzlocke once, and then I was just like, meh, I'm not really feeling it. But both those times I started with either Rowlet or Popplio. This time I'm going to start with Incineroar. So next is a Pokemon that I really love, I just never get around to using, Ampharos. And this will probably serve as my Mega as well, I'm assuming that Megas are in the game, like in the story mode, as opposed to like exclusively post-game like they were in Sun and Moon. Simply just because they gave us Houndoom and Manectric, like in the wild, so I would assume that that they're putting Mega Evolution in the story mode. But Ampharos is a great Pokemon. It's got like over 120 special attack. It's pretty bulky too. I want to say it's got like all of its defenses are above 80. We'll just search by letter. Ampharos. Apparently I don't know the alphabet. Yeah, 90, 85, 90. Which are pretty good defenses. Its physical attack's even not that bad. I mean, its speed's pretty terrible, but it's bulky, so it's sort of acceptable. Plus, Mega Ampharos is an absolute monster. With 90, 105, 110 defenses, and 165 special attack. Pretty crazy. But I really like Ampharos. Plus, I just love its design. I always thought it was kind of weird how it evolves from, like, a sheep into whatever Ampharos is supposed to be. I don't really know. But I also like how it evolves at such a low level into something reasonably powerful as well. Alright, what do we got next? Oh, another one of my favorite Pokemon. Tropius. I wish I could slide over to make him more front and center. But Tropius, I love Tropius so much. Like, it's a dinosaur made out of, with like, leaves made out, with, that's much I love this Pokemon, with wings made out of leaves. And it's just like, it's got fruit on its neck, and it's just adorable. Like, look at him. Look how cute he is. And like, the trailer where they showed Tropius, I was like, I geeked out. I honestly did. I geeked out a lot. Just cause like, especially me being me, I love dinosaurs. That's what I used to like study, or plan on studying for like the rest of my life. So, dinosaur Pokemon have always been, favorites of mine, including Tropius. So those are all Pokemon that I've used Ampharos. I think I used it the first time I ever played Gold or Silver, which I know it's version exclusive, whichever one it's in. I don't know which one it's in actually, which I probably should. But I haven't used it in years. Same thing with Tropius. I've had the chance to use Tropius, I just haven't actually used it. That brings me to a Pokemon that I've used a lot competitively, but I didn't use in my Let's Play of Sun and Moon, Araquanid. Araquanid's a super dope Pokemon. Is there a difference between male and female Araquanid? Because that's the reason why they show like different forms like this. Huh, I did not know that. Anyway, moving on. Great ability, probably the best of, I'll say probably one of the best abilities in the game. In that it gives you like 3 effects. It makes you resist fire type, you can't get burned, which is great for a physical attacker. As well as doubling the power of water type moves. So its Z move is insane. This will probably be my like Z mover for most of the game. And you get it relatively early too. I think it's like the first, I mean assuming it's the same order, first trial on the second island. So that's Araquanid. And even like its ability, even though its special attack is doo-doo, its ability makes it so like Scald or Surf can still hit pretty hard. And I'm sort of torn up for the last slot. I think it'll just kind of depend how I'm feeling. But one option, did I say last slot? Second to last slot is Flygon, which you probably won't get until the 3rd island, because you probably won't be able to find Trapinch until you're in the desert. Which I really hope they do more with, by the way. I really like desert Pokemon, and like the fact that whole area was just optional unless you were going to get Tapu Bulu. It just kind of made me sad. Wow, Wishcash has a very interesting look on his face right now. But I really like Flygon, especially now that I got Dragon Dance. It can be a lot more effective of a Pokemon. Plus its special attack is also pretty decent, which is like, that's the kind of thing that you want in this. Flygon's over here. In like a Let's Play, unless something's like one of something's attack is like crazy. E, F, G. I know the alphabet, I swear. Unless it's one attack is great and the other one's really bad, then like you want something to be mixed. Especially like Flygon has like 180 for its attack stats, and I believe it learns Dragon Pulse by level up. It doesn't. Why do you learn Uproar? That's stupid. Oh, you learn that when you're a Vibrava. I guess that kind of makes sense. Wait, does Vibrava learn Hyper Beam by itself? It does. Wow. It learns Boom Burst too. That's worth. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. Flygon's really great Pokemon. Another Pokemon that I'd probably be competitively breeding pretty early on, because I love Flygon and it's really underrated. The other option for that slot, where are you? Is Lycanroc Dusk, because that's probably, I'm gonna get the event. That's another Pokemon that I think is gonna be pretty underrated. they leaked the stats for it, and it's basically exactly what you'd think. Like, well, I guess not, because I know some people thought it would be like in between midday and midnight, which, you know, kind of makes intuitive sense, but instead, what they're doing is basically just took the 2 points from Lycanroc midday. His speed was 112, Lycanroc dusk is 110. They just took those and put them in attack, which took it from 115 to 117. And with Tough Claws, Accelerock actually does a pretty good amount of damage. So I'm probably gonna soft reset that until I get one that's Jolly, and then probably, I don't think you can competitively breed it, but I mean, gold bottle caps exist. Because I don't believe you'll be able to breed this to make another Lycanroc, or another rock off that can evolve Lycanroc Dust. I hope you can, but I don't think that's gonna be the case. I did use Lycanroc in my like original playthrough of Sun and Moon, so I'm leaning more toward Flygon, but just because this is an event and I like playing through with events, I might use that, I don't know. Then for the last one, is another Pokemon that I've never used. I've used it competitively a couple times, and honestly it's kind of bad, but just like Tropius and Ampharos, just a Pokemon that I love, regardless of if it's really good or not. That's Aurorus. Refrigerate is a fantastic ability. It gets a lot of moves to abuse it too, like it gets, I mean, its physical attack is pretty bad. Where are you, Aurorus? Its physical attack is pretty bad, but it gets like takedown by level up, nature power, although that might not be turned, depending on the, yeah, I think it would depend on the, like, terrain, but round's a pretty bad move. But that definitely gets takedown. I remember having to deal with that in, what is his name, Grant's gym in X and Y, having to deal with that, because, like, I had no idea that it had that ability, and then I was like, why does this say super effective? It's using takedown. But it's got great HP. Its special attack is pretty good. Its special defense is really good. Its typing is awful. But it gets a lot of nice TMs to take advantage of its ability, like Hyper Beam. I believe it gets Hyper Voice from Move Tutor. Transfer only. Hyper Voice, yeah. So it'll be able to get Move Tutor in Sun and Moon, or Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon as well as Stealth Rock. I mean, competitive stuff. Its typing, if it was any other typing with all else the same, it would be like a really good, I wouldn't say, not really good, but it'd be a decent Pokemon. If it were Ice something else, maybe like Ice Psychic, I think it'd be decent. But sadly it does not. I guess Thunder Wave by level up? Interesting, I did not know that. But these fossils are in fact in the game. I think, what other fossils are in the game? So we have Tyrunt and Tyrantrum is the Gen 6 fossils. Gen 1 fossils are also in the game, because we have Kabuto, Kabutops, Aerodactyl, although I believe Aerodactyl was in Sun and Moon. We have Omastar and Omanite. Gen 3, I know I saw them somewhere. There were no, I've always been salty that there's not been Gen 2 fossils. Gen 3 fossils right here. Gen 4 fossils. So all the fossils are available in the game, actually. Wow, interesting. I mean, some of them are version exclusive. But I think the only ones that are these two, and these two. I think those are the only version exclusive ones. But like I said, same thing with Tropius. I love fossil Pokemon, and Sauropods are some of my favorite dinosaurs, the ones with like the big bodies and the long necks. So that is pretty much what my Sun and Moon team is going to be. I know this was kind of just like a boring video, but it's the intro video to my Sun and Moon bi-week to double week, whatever you want to call it, adventure. So this week, like I said, once again, in the like intro update, whatever you want to call it, video yesterday, basically I'm doing this week and next week. This week is going to be mostly just like predictions stuff, so what I'm going to do in the games, what I hope for the game. So tomorrow we're going to be doing like what I liked about Sun and Moon, what I didn't like about Sun and Moon, and what I want them to do regarding those two things in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, because I am, story-wise, I'm completely unspoiled. I'm aware of all these new Pokemon down here. If you don't want to look at them, don't look at them, but they exist. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video as much as I did, please like and or subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at that cool, at Cool Trainer Gav. And until next time, smile later.